an overview. Okay, thank you. So yeah, let's start. My name is Augusta Imomo. I'm Nigerian from Edo State, but in this capacity, I'm the Africa Development Officer for EM Lyon Business School, and I'm so pleased to meet you. I'm just going to be here to welcome you to the school, tell you why you should choose EM Lyon Business School, touch a bit about our programs and about the application processes. And the special spicy part of the presentation is when Prof. Xavier is going to give you some presentation about the Management of Energy Transitions program. So let's get down to it. Welcome again. So let's talk about EM Lyon Business School. It's one of the oldest business schools in France. It was founded in 1872. And just last year, we celebrated our 152nd anniversary, okay? And one thing about the school is that it's one of the top 1% business schools to have received triple accreditations. Alerts, everyone, very important. If you want to study in any business school, this is something you should look out for, these 3 accreditations. I mean, that's in addition to the one by the government of the country and the Ministry of Education of the country. So yes, EM Lyon is one of the best. So we recently launched our new campus, and I always love to share this video. It's just 2 minutes so that, I mean, you're just seeing me and this background, but I want to take you into the campus to see if you choose EM Lyon, where you'll be studying. So please indulge me to play this video. Hey, it's not playing. I think there's some permission issues. Maybe later I'm going to play it if it works. Okay, but I'll show you the campus later. This is some photos of our state-of-the-art campus where all your ideas can be tested. We have a makers lab to create. You have something in your mind, but you want to materialize it. We can help you do that. Because the courses at EM Lyon Business School aim to offer excellence. We are training future managers who are capable of undertaking work in any sector of human activity in a multicultural context. So we want you to be able to transform organizations to become fairer and more caring society that respects the planet. So why should you choose EM Lyon Business School? I'm not going to play this video, but there are so many videos on YouTube that you can watch. This is one of our students telling you why he chose the school. But you should choose EM Lyon Business School because it gives you a holistic form of training, whether it's academic, professional, or entrepreneurial experience, or international experience. You've got it all. There's a 360 vision of the world of business and management, and then you have the ability to work in a multitude of business sectors, be it generalist training, and the students progress according to their desires. So it's not just a streamlined training. You're in class today, tomorrow you're in the work industry, tomorrow you're going to companies to visit, next day you're working in teams to build your ideas. And a little more about the school. For me, I always tell students that if you're studying in a school, I mean, you could get the courses taught anywhere, but what's important is the kind of people that you're going to interact with while you're in a school. And what's beautiful about our school is our alumni network is a wide, big network of over 51,000 alumni from 130 countries. And once you study at EM Lyon Business School, you join something called EM Lyon Forever. That means you have access to all these people who are doing excellently well in all their fields. Then another question people ask is about how will I get a job? Don't worry, EM Lyon Business School is ranked number 2 in terms of international employability. So not just about getting jobs in France, but getting jobs anywhere in the world. And our students comprise of 130 nationalities, including Nigeria. We have some Nigerians in the school, and I shared a couple of them in my LinkedIn post. We have Munira and KP and others who have studied and are currently studying in the school. And then academic partnership, we also thrive on partnerships. So we currently have 220 academic partnerships in 50 different countries. And our professors like Xavier are very exposed, international. And for almost half of them are international. They're not all French. So, well, and we have offices all over. We have in Lyon, Paris, and Abidjan and Mumbai. So these are some figures that may interest you. 85% of, this is an average, some are higher, some are lower, but 85% of our graduates get jobs at the end of the program. That's just immediately at the end of the program. And that number goes to just a little bit lower than 100%. That's like 99.9% 6 months after graduating from the program, with an average salary of 52K, which is like very fair if you are looking at the French market. And 26% end up in international employment because of our 1,600 partner companies and the events that you get to attend during your program, among many others. So I spoke with you about the power of the alumni. I'm not going to go deep into that now because of time, but this is something that you benefit from for the whole of your life after you study at EM Lyon Business School. And there's another video here about the EM Lyon alumni who has gone to, the apex of her career and is willing to bring others along with her. This video is also on YouTube, but I'm not going to it because I want Xavier to give you what he's got for you. And these are some of our partners. You can see, do you recognize anyone here? I know Chanel because I love designers. There's also CNA, the bank, Asuntiu, Nokia, Nissan. We have so many, name it. This is just like a few of them. So let's talk a bit about our range of programs. Xavier is smiling. Did you see anyone that you know? So we have the Global Bachelor of Business Administration, and you just need your high school certificate to get admitted into this. Your WAEC, your NECO, anything you have that is official is fine. And then we also have the Bachelor of Science in Data Science for Responsible Business. And then we have the Program Grand École, which is the Master in Management. We have the Master of Science. We have several of them, over 15 of them. Note that all our programs are taught in English, guys. Just the way I'm speaking English, just the way Isabel is speaking English, this is what we speak in the school. Just because it's in France doesn't mean that we're speaking French. We have the Master Specialisé and the MBA programs. That's International MBA, full-time, part-time, and Executive MBA. And I'm always here to answer your questions. I promise you that I'm not going to give you everything you need to know about EM Lyon Business School in this very short time. But my contact is going to be available in the chats at the end of my presentation. So if you want to know more, I'm ready to give you this one-on-one presentation. Like, yeah, that's how we do. We roll like that. I'm ready to answer your questions one-on-one, even do a Zoom call with you to help you throughout the application. But how do you do the application? Using 3 simple steps. The first one is you go online, find the course you want to study, create your account, fill it out, and submit it. Once it's submitted and is verified by our admissions officer, you get a link to do the digital test. After the digital test is done, fingers crossed, let's pray, the jury is going to evaluate your file and decide whether you're accepted or not. Working with me, you have a higher chance of getting accepted. Don't tell anyone, now you know. And then to conclude, EM Lyon presents you with a unique experience. You get to take part in collective actions and student initiatives. You blossom and create your own future according to your personality and your desires. And then you become an influential player in responsible organizations around the world. So I'm going to come back at the end if you have questions and answers, and hopefully by then my videos will play if we still have time. So thank you for your attention, and I'm going to give you my email in the chat. Thank you. So now to...
Thank you so much, Augusta, for this presentation.
Thank you, Augusta. I do believe it's about me now.
Yes, you.
Yes. Thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm really delighted to be here today. Just as a reminder, if you have any questions, please just drop it, in the Q&A section or even in the chat, or even I don't know if people in the Zoom have the opportunity and can simply, open the mic. We can do it, in a natural way like that. So feel free. So my name is Xavier Beau, and I'm a professor at EM Lyon Business School. Why I'm here, basically, I really like to start with it. What is, my main motivation? I'm really interested in, helping people to find their ikigai and to provide the best platform for them actually to jumpstart their career in the energy sector. I was originally trained as an engineer, so I was really into, studying material sciences, developing the finest technology in the energy space, especially in solar energy. I did a PhD in the field. I was in charge of, increasing the efficiency of certain key solar energy, key solar panels. Back then in France, we broke the world record, so we did a pretty amazing job in the laboratory. But I felt that something was missing. That's why actually after my PhD, I decided to, enter in an entrepreneurship career. So I had the opportunity to launch 3 companies in my entrepreneurship life. Two of them were complete failures, and the last one was finally working. It was about helping the territories and certain key industries to decarbonize and to engage in a climate, pathway. But I don't know why. I felt although the need that, maybe, okay, going deep diving in a very specific sector on a very specific task for 5 years was not something that was so fulfilling for me. I had the need also to bring back that knowledge and a certain approach and point of view to students. That's why I started to teach about energy and climate strategies in 2019. And little by little, I started to teach more and to launch different programs and also to make case studies on different key industries in need of decarbonization. And I had the opportunity to enter as a scholar, a full-time professor at EM Lyon in 2021. Okay. So now I'm in charge of different teaching in the field, but not only, I'm also studying key sectors in need of, climate strategy. So I'm gonna just briefly share certain slides. We are here to talk about a very specific program, which is called Master of Science Management of Energy Transition. Can you see the full screen? Yeah, it's perfect. Thank you. So this upcoming Master of Science is really something we are waiting for. I think this is now time to welcome such a program, and I will tell you why. So this program is co-lead not only by me, but also with Thibaut Voita, who is an expert in geopolitics and energy. Okay, he did a PhD in political science on the energy transition scheme in China. He has more than 20 years of international experience in leading international NGOs in public organizations such as International Energy Agency. He's a research fellow in many different think tanks in Europe. And really, he has a kind of very diverse background like me. Not coming from the technical and entrepreneurship world, but coming from political science, from the international organization space, etc., etc. So I think it's also like something that we need to bear in mind. The fact that in the energy sector, we really need a diverse, portfolio of competencies that we can align all together to have a certain impact. So today I'm going to make a brief introduction about the energy transition trends we are facing. And we're going to focus very quickly on what are recruiters expecting from you these days. And of course, I'm going to finish with a concrete presentation of the new upcoming curriculum. So regarding the energy transitions today, this is a very weird, year. We are entering in the 4th month of 2025, and looking at what has happened since the beginning of the year, there are reasons, to believe that 2025 is going to be remembered as the year of the clean energy tipping point. A backlash, but also an acceleration. And this is a bit paradoxical. So it all started with the beginning of Donald Trump's mandate, under the drill, baby drill mantra. Donald Trump also dismantled the famous Inflation Reduction Act, which is the Joe Biden's massive investment plan in renewable energy. And it forced Europe, to a certain level of existential questioning. In Europe, we are slowing down certain sustainability directive, but in the same time, we are ramping up, everything which is related to energy security. So all in all, we are actually speeding up a certain level of transition on key energy assets. And this is quite weird. We do believe that at EM Lyon Business School, these mixed signals actually will not be enough to stop the decarbonization of our energy systems. And I think in Africa, in Nigeria especially, we can see amazing trends in terms, if we just focus on the solar energy deployment, really solar power is poised to become the greatest, the fastest, and the cheapest source of energy, not only in Nigeria, in Africa, but in the world. And this is the same trend we are seeing in other key low carbon technologies. And little by little, these low carbon technologies are really phasing out fossil fuel generation. So this is something that is very important. So there are three things, in our opinion, which are quite important for you, to have in mind if you want to be recruited by leading, companies. The first one is having a technical understanding of what's happening. Okay, everything in our world is based on a physical infrastructure, and we are more and more constrained also by the environment. So like the physical world is reminding us that, okay, it has a say and we should take it into account. So going back to energy, that technical knowledge is really important for us. You don't have to be an engineer, but it's really easy for you actually to gain at the first level understanding at system, level, to understand the technical rationales behind, the infrastructures, the industries, and the emerging solutions which are running the world and which will be actually the best option in the future. So we are talking about the existing fossil fuel industry, but not only energy efficiency solutions, a whole range of energy solutions, but also certain key nexus, which can be tricky to understand, such as AI and energy. But we do know that this nexus will define also certain, key pathways in the future. The second element, so I will not detail everything in the slides. So, but if you have any questions, we can focus on them later. The second element we want to provide is what we call business hard skills. Okay, when you have a good technical understanding, you are just at the starting line. What you need to know is also to know to get the necessary skill in order to run a business, to run a project. Okay, it can be to deploy new innovative approaches, and at EM Lyon we have amazing entrepreneurship teachings. It can be also financial auditing in order to make trade-offs regarding big investments. If you work at Total or at Engie, you will have to make trade-offs regarding big investments on new infrastructure on hydrogen solutions or on carbon capture, etc., etc. And these business skills, they don't come just from our mind like that. Actually, we carefully crafted the curriculum based on interviews we had with leading recruiting companies in Europe, utilities, and think tanks. So they are really based on hands-on, experience. And the last thing, which is a bit subtle, this is, of course, gaining soft skills in order to manage complex programs, since we are, talking about international projects, you really need to understand either at micro level and at micro level and at macro level the fundamental, social and human dynamics in our world. If I, I'm in contact with many companies. I do consulting projects also in parallel of my activity. And what I can realize is the fact that depending of the, of the nationality of the people, of the different members of different teams, we don't have the same approach. We don't have the same values. We don't have the same perspective in the world. So you need to take that into account in order to actually to embrace them and to align them in order to achieve a given goal. This is something really, really important. You have macro political trend to also to bear in mind, and for sure you're gonna have also teachings on geopolitical, events and affairs. But you also need to translate that at local level. How is it possible to take this knowledge and to establish, a common language with different teams from different worlds, with different backgrounds, etc., etc. This is like the goal of that bucket, let's say. So how can we translate that three goals? Okay, technical knowledge, business hard skills, and soft skills in a cohesive curriculum. So as you can see, we talk about energy transitions. Okay, we don't talk about energy transition. There is a plural here because we are sure that the way we define and the way we need the transition of our energy system is different depending on the regions, the continents, the culture, the resources, the skills. Okay, and we need again to embrace that. So in our program, we really want to provide you business cases coming from different parts of the world in order to have, let's say, the more general background to envision what's possible depending on different factors in the future. So technical complexity, I've already talked about that. Embracing different dimensions, discipline. This is really at the heart of our program. So really, there is a need, and there is a growing need of such a program. We can see when we have a look on the workforce needs in different sectors that there is rising tensions. Either we talk about the development of offshore wind, different parts in Europe or in China. Also, an overlooked topic, which is the improvement of interconnection systems, which is like really vital. The relaunch of the nuclear power in France, in Europe, in China is also like an emerging sector, which will also look for a lot of new managers, etc., etc. You can see subsectors like that, and in every subsectors you can find new opportunities. Okay, so it's more or less what I say here. So if you want to have an impact, to have a say and to have an impact in the sector, we encourage you to position yourself at 3 levels. Okay, you can actually have an impact if you want to intervene in energy companies, in the big utilities, or a power producer. So you can be in charge of deploying new solutions. Okay, you can be a business developer helping territories to deploy new energy systems or onshore winds. Okay, you can be a project manager on this topic. I will not detail everything, but the second pillar, let's say, is if you want to intervene in existing company industry with a crucial need of decarbonizing its activity. Okay, it can be in the chemistry, it can be in health industry. We're in contact with with leading health company at EM Lyon, they are all need, in any kind of sector, they are all need to decarbonize their activities. So you're going to be in charge internally as an energy manager or a climate and carbon manager to understand, the historical, ways of operating of the company, to understand them, to look for new skills, to new solutions externally, and to do the match, okay? And to close the gap between different cultures, okay? And to steer the company towards a low carbon, impact. And finally, the third and the last pillar is all kind of jobs you can imagine as an we call that we call them the the enabling jobs. They will help the society at large actually to understand and to speed up the transition. It can be by being a consultant, in a consulting company. It can be by being an analyst or working in public affairs in international and governmental agencies, or even a public servant. Okay. Regarding the different teachers you will be able to meet in such a program. So we will not detail everything. Of course, we have amazing teachers internally at EM Lyon Business School, but for sure, we also did a great job at gathering different expertise in this program. People coming from leading French institutions when we talk about research of new solutions. CEA and EFP are the two main leading research institutes on that. You have also international agencies such as the IRENA or IEA, which are, the flagship when we talk about like the leading energy agency in the world. The same for NEA, which is a nuclear energy agency, also based in between Paris and Vienna, I do think. You will have also lecturers from, historical and important consulting companies such as McKinsey, certain leading think tank in Europe with the Jack Dollar Institute, but also in the US. RMI is one of the greatest US think tank working in the clean tech sector. And you will have also, experts and project managers coming from big utilities such as RWE, which is a German utility, General Electric, which is American. You can find also Elise and Vercor. Vercor is a very good example. Vercor is one of the most ambitious gigafactory project in France. So this is what we call a scale-up, a growing startup with 2 billion in funding. So this is really amazing. And they are deploying new factories to manufacture batteries in Europe. So this kind of business case there will be very fascinating to study. And just to finish with, and maybe we will have the time also to deep dive into the program, but let me present you the overview. The program is divided in 2 years. Okay. In each of this year, you will have 3 to 4 terms. Okay. In the first year, we call that the learn phase, where you're going to get the foundation, you're going to get a foundational approach regarding energy transition, dynamics, and solutions. This is a year where you're going to get, the technical background you need to move on the next phase, which is the leading phase from January to April, where you're going to have new teachings regarding climatic entrepreneurship. You're going to have new ways of looking at systems with an amazing course on system dynamics. For those of you who don't know what is, say, system dynamics, this is a science behind the limits to growth report, which is like one of the Bible in the energy space. After that term, you will have the opportunity either to find and work in a company as an intern, or to pursue an entrepreneurship project. because in the first term, you will have a red thread. Every term has a red thread, and the first term the red thread will be focused in partnership with think tanks, European think tanks. You will be in charge of analyzing a key issue and writing a position papers. And the best position papers will be published, with our partners. In the second term, you will work on a concrete startup project. And if you want, you can continue that project during the summer. Second year will be even faster. In second year, this is really where you will launch your career, because in the first term of the second year, you will have actually the opportunity to get all the management skills you need to manage a project or to audit financially, at the financial point of view, the relevance of a given project, etc., etc. The second term of the second year, you will have a dozen of deep dives, on key sectors to decarbonize or solutions to speed up. Okay, and here these sectors will provide you, a knowledge base to understand what are the best strategies to decarbonize. I don't know, transportation or mobility, or what is the best strategy also to speed up the deployment of solar energy, etc., etc. Okay, and you will have the opportunity to do a field mission, okay, with a company within that term. Okay, the third term and the last academic term of your program will be an exchange term in Shanghai, where you're gonna see firsthand what's going on in China, which is the leading country when we talk about energy transition. So you're gonna be able to work with companies to understand what is happening regarding electric vehicle, batteries, and solar energy. And then, of course, you're gonna conclude the program with an internship. Maybe something. So here, this is the details of the different, teachings you can imagine. I will not detail that. Just let me finish with one thing. And I think this is a true value we bring in that program. Here in blue, you have like keywords: life cycle assessment, carbon assessment, project management with PMI, and financial modeling and valuation analyst. These are certificates we co-finance for you, meaning during the program, you will have the opportunity to take one or two certificates in that list. So if you want to be able, as a future carbon or climate consultant, you want to be able to do a proper carbon assessment, we will co-finance for you actually certificates. So you will have to, it's going to be a side hustle for you. It's going to be in parallel of the teachings. You will have the opportunity to gain this certificate, but it will be also a huge opportunity for you also to valorize this certificate among your future, company. And we do know that it can be a making thing. If you want to focus on project management, have a look on PMI. PMI is one of the leading certificate on the topic. And lastly, financial modeling and valuation analyst is also a key certificate if you want to engage in the finance world. Okay, so I think it's something that you need to bear in mind. It's okay for me, Justine, Augusta. I think it was pretty dense and I was pretty exhaustive. So
No. There was a lot of details, very concrete details. If I wasn't, too into the letters, studies, I would have loved to do this kind of program, but unfortunately, I don't have, that scientific capabilities and knowledge. But if maybe we can answer some of the questions that has been dropped in the chat box. I think especially about the tuition fees, I think it's also good to give an idea, especially if the student, will watch it online later. I don't know, Augusta, if you can give maybe an idea of.
yeah, I'm just, skimming to the what are the academic entry qualifications? Thank you, Augusta. You already answered some of them. What are the academic entry qualifications? So, David, we do ask for, you know, first degree. It can be a bachelor. It can be also a master of science. This is a requirement. It can be from any kind of background, honestly, because actually we did run this program in French with this like a less ambitious program for sure. And it was in France, but we have a track record. We know how, you know, to bring together people from different background. And we know this is one also of the value of such a program. You can have like a first experience in the communication, you know, sector or marketing. You can go from and you can have 10 years of experience as a manager in the IT department of a company. You can be a young graduate, you know, from accounting, or you can have a first bachelor, you know, in engineering. Everybody actually they are willing actually to invest because this is a really demanding program. I won't deny that. But everybody can enter and really make a proper you know career from that. The first teachings, you know, the technical teachings, they are designed really for people with no prior, you know, technical background. So we know how to manage that. Yeah, so is the program virtual or in school campus? Oh, it's 100% in school, yeah, on campus. How much is this course tuition? So Augusta, yeah, you already answered that question.
So because the person said the school's tuition, our programs all have different tuition fees. The one I put on the chat is just for this particular Masters of Science program. So we have the bachelor's, the master's, Master of Science, Master in Management, MBA. They all have different tuition fees. So the one I put here, okay, someone said it's not clear. So if you enter into the first year of the program, you will need to study for 2 years to earn your degree. And that's what is the year one, 2-year degree. This one is 34,900 euros. But if you already have a master's in maybe finance or energy related course, and you just want to study the second year of the master's, go direct entry into the second year, then you just pay 26,900 and just study the second year of the program. I hope it's clear, David. Okay. Yeah, Xavier has put his contact details there, and I've also shared mine.
Yeah.
So we still have time. I have my videos are playing now. My network was too secure before, so I've reduced it a bit.
I have a master's degree in microbiology. Well, I mean, this
Okay.
is the perfect
Okay.
the perfect situation if you have a first degree, you know, in engineering, in any kind of technical with any kind of technical background. It can really speed up your learning process to get the most of such a program. And by the way, we didn't talk about, you know, green molecules, chemical processes, but there are a lot, you know, in the energy space. So microbiology is not strictly speaking about chemical processes, but just to let you know that this is a kind. There are maybe you can benefit not only from this program but also from your previous background in order to really compound both. Okay.
Maybe we can take one or two last questions. Very interesting questions. Scholarships.
Yeah, Augusta.
Oh, yes, scholarships. That's a very important question. Thank you for asking. So, yes, we've become very generous in giving scholarships. Not 100%, obviously, but we do give scholarships, and they are called excellence scholarships and need-based scholarships. So this excellence scholarship depends on how great your previous degree was, your bachelor's or master's, and also if you have any additional qualifications, maybe you have a GMAT or a GRE, that could also improve the amount of scholarship you're given. We also have the need-based scholarship. So in your application, you're going to see a document that you need to download. You fill out your income, your family income, and then you upload it. And the jury is also going to assess this to determine how much scholarship you're eligible to. All in all, our scholarship ranges from 15 to 50% depending on the program. So yes, you should try your luck. Joseph, do you want to say something?
Someone asked, is there an application fee?
Absolutely, yes. We do have an application fee. It's 120 euros for application fee.
Any last question for Xavier and Augustin from EM Lyon?
Here my details again.
Yes, for your WhatsApp number, is it public? Can I also put it on the no, we're not
You can
supposed.
put it. Yes.
Oh, we can put it. Okay, wow.
Yeah.
That's great. Just all right.
So the application fee waiver, normally no, never say never, normally no. But if you really want one and I see that you can get it, for instance, if you already have a scholarship, if you have a PTDF scholarship, because of our partnership with PTDF, yes, you could get a waiver. But if you're just asking for a fee waiver to just try your luck and just throw in an application, then most likely you would not get a fee waiver. So it's a yes and no answer. Yay, I'm excited with you, Chinwe.
Right. I think we can conclude this webinar. Thank you so much, Mr. Xavier and Madame Augusta, for joining us. It was
Thank you very much for
very
your time.
interesting. I will put all the details about the program and also the contact. Xavier, I took the address email of Thibaut as well,
Yeah.
and I will
Yeah.
also put it on the description when I will publish the video on our YouTube channel. For the one who joined later, you can always check the Campus France Nigeria social media as well as the EM Lyon Business School social media. And don't forget to check our YouTube channel also. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank
It's a
you.
pleasure. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you so much.